In 12 rounds of fasting, I have learned a tremendous amount. These are the 5 things that I think will be most helpful to you. So number 1 is all about fluid intake. On the fasting mimicking diet by Prolon, we're allowed to have 8 ounces of black coffee every day. No cream, no milk, no sweetener of any kind. But hooray, we get to have coffee, right? We can also have 16 ounces of black tea or green tea, but no matcha green tea because matcha is a powerful root and might take us out of the fasting state. I have not tested it. I don't even want to go there, okay? I'm already doing all this work. We're allowed unlimited herbal teas, which is nice. A lot of people like hibiscus. I've heard that if you mix green tea with hibiscus tea, it sweetens it up and it's lovely. So I have done no coffee rounds. I've done many rounds, most rounds I've done with coffee. I measure my ketones every single time, and every single time I am in the fasting state, I'm burning ketones and things are working. I'm seeing the benefits every single one of these 12 rounds. And then recently I see a video by Longo where he says, no, you're not supposed to have coffee. No coffee. So then for my 12th round, I did not do any coffee and it was fine. But this time around, I did get a slight headache. Like it was just like kind of brewing in the back. Did it necessarily affect my fasting experience? No, not really. I think that I was better hydrated by not drinking coffee. But in terms of fluid intake, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. There is, of course, a point where we are drinking so much water that we're like flushing all the good things out of our system, and we don't want that. But just be reasonable. When you are thirsty, drink. If you are hitting a wall and you're really hungry, try having a glass of water first or hot tea. Depending on how I feel, if I'm just feeling hot, I want something cold and refreshing. I have some water, I have some, a carbonated beverage with no added sugars. Or if I'm feeling a little chilly, I have a nice cup of warm herbal tea, and that just kind of satiates me. Oh, I may as well just say it how it is. So typically I get constipated when I'm doing these fasts. Oh boy. Apparently that is quite common for people doing Prolon, and that is most definitely common for me during these fasting experiences. I don't normally have a problem in that area, but during these fasts, I always seem to get backed up. Now, referring back to my notes, the last few rounds, I have done a much better job at staying hydrated. So I'm just intaking more water. That has definitely helped me. And that seems to be the only change. So drink up, maybe try no coffee. Doing it without coffee has been nice. I don't see a huge difference, but now that I have literally seen Longo say like, don't drink coffee during his fast, I'm no longer gonna drink coffee during the FMD, even if it's a DIY style. Number 2, measuring our blood ketones, or just measuring our ketones in general. So Longo really stresses the fact that there are lots of different types of fasting. People do intermittent fasting every single day, and while he is a proponent of that, Longo says that in order to enter a true fasting state, it takes about 2 days or 48 hours. So at that point, we may start getting into ketogenesis or a state of ketosis, but it's not until the 48-hour mark. So what I like to do, because I want to make sure that I am actually getting into ketogenesis, I like to measure my ketone bodies. And I have always been pricking myself and measuring my blood, which I believe is the most accurate way to tell. But you know what? It's a pain in the butt. And I would recommend that if you want to be like super accurate, or if you already have the contraption that measures it. But if you don't, I would totally just go with the urine strips. So I've linked in the description some urine strips that people really enjoy, and it's accurate enough. Go with the urine strips. So number 3, so many people have asked about customizations or substitutions on the menu. I don't eat tomatoes. I don't eat mushrooms. I don't eat nuts. That's totally fine. Because what I've learned also is that it is quite customizable. If you want to customize your DIY menu, I truly believe that you can. If Longo were sitting here with me, he would probably say, no, Jamie, that's not what I recommend. He is a scientist. He is the longevity expert. However, we want what we want. This last round, I've really played around with the food a little bit on a couple of days, and I did not totally go by my plan. And I wanted to do that to just experiment and test how far can I take this. So for instance, I have a Korean faster and she would love to be able to eat Korean food. And so on one of the nights I did make a little bit of a Korean meal. I had a little bit of that, and then next morning, still in ketosis. So still going strong. Refeeding. So what does refeeding mean? It just means how we are coming out of the fast. And so we want to make sure that we're doing this in a very safe and responsible way. Getting into a real fasting state, I have learned, is no joke, okay? There is so much that's happening inside of our bodies, and there's so many things to benefit from it. But it is critical how we refeed. I cannot stress that enough. I've heard Longo describe refeeding as more important. And many times we think, I just have to get through these 5 days. I just have to get through the fast. But that's not it. The fasting state, those 5 days are really just part one. And our bodies are shrinking. Our organs are shrinking. So we are experiencing autophagy. So damaged cells, damaged cell parts are being eaten away. The body is scouring for energy, and there's not a lot of energy going around, right? So it is going to be eating its own parts. Sounds gross, but it's fascinating. I like to think of it as we're not losing weight, we are losing waste. I heard that from a YouTuber and I loved it. It was so brilliant. On the one hand, you are wasting away. You are getting rid of waste that you want cleared out of your system. I certainly want all that stuff cleared out of my system. These are perhaps dead cells that for some reason are not being excreted out of my body. If they stick around, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're not gonna do good things. I know that. They're going to maybe cause some issues, or going to perhaps muck up some DNA. I don't know, but we want that out. We want that out. And so this whole process is kind of like forcing that stuff out. And man, I feel good thinking about that. And then there's the part two, and the part two is the refeeding and the rebuilding. When we start eating again, the stem cells that have been activated and grown while we are fasting are going to start to get to work. What does that mean exactly? It means that those parts of our organs that were kind of eaten away, all those damaged parts, they need to be rebuilt. And that's exactly what the stem cells will start to do. I like to think of the hardcore party girl of the past, especially my pre-mom days. And I used to have very, very bad habits, and there were many years that I was smoking cigarettes. So let's say I've got some lung damage, and during the fast, those damaged lung cells were eaten away. Well, now, once I start eating again, with the power of whole plant foods, which we'll get into later, in that regeneration, refeeding, rebuilding time, my stem cells are going to create new lung cells. And they're going to be beautiful because they're going to be brand new. So I like to stick to whole plant foods. That means anything that is edible to humans and grows out of the ground, powered by the sun and by Mother Nature, that's what I'm going to use to regenerate my body. So that's a slightly easy way to think about how you should refeed. And the things that I really stay away from are really I have two things in mind. So number one is ultra processed foods, which is typically my downfall. I love the ultra processed stuff. It hacks my brain. My brain's like, this is delicious on another level, and I want more and more and more and more and more. That just sends me down a bad path. So anything like ultra sugary cereals, the chips, the cookies, candies, like things like that. And I don't really have a sweet tooth, but apparently now I do. Ever since I had a baby, I developed a sweet tooth. Anyway, low on the ultra processed foods. And then number two, I think low on the saturated fat front. And when people say saturated fat, what they're really referring to is red meat and dairy products. And also knowing that a whole plant food is going to be my optimal nutrition. And that is the best way that I can begin to rebuild my body. I'm not saying don't ever eat anything with saturated fat, because that's impossible. There's saturated fat in some of the healthiest foods in the world, but it's a very low quantity. Where we get into the high quantity is, like I said, red meat and dairy. So I'm not sitting here and saying like you can never have a charcuterie board again. I'm just saying that everything is dose dependent. That is an excellent concept that we should all learn, okay? It is going to benefit our lives in so many ways. Now, dose dependent is exactly the same as like taking prescription drugs, right? You have to be mindful of exactly how much you're taking, because that stuff is powerful. And just like food, it is very powerful. It can be. And because we have to eat, we're doing this every single day. Be mindful of how often you are eating food that is not serving you well. I've also learned that doing a 5-day fast is really, really hard for people. And so I have to tell you, we must honor the struggle. Okay, it is a struggle. It is hard work. This is why I opened up the fasting circle to welcome in the group. I've had enough people tell me now that they would not have even done this had this group not been available to them. It really kind of like touches my heart, because I am so happy that they're having these fasting experiences and learning about their bodies and learning about the magic of human health and nutrition, and that they too can be well. That's how we are naturally supposed to feel. The reason why we don't feel that, there's 101 reasons why. It's totally available to you. The feeling of well-being, the feeling of strength, having confidence, going to see your doctor for your annual checkup, like those are good feelings. And yeah, it takes work. Again, we got to honor that struggle, but the benefits are so amazing. So I am very proud of completing 12 rounds. And if you have completed any part of a fast, even if you didn't make it to day 5, you should be proud of yourself. Ultimately, I am very grateful for these experiences. I'm grateful for all of these scientists who freely share all of this information. I'm grateful for the fact that Longo and his team have developed the fasting mimicking diet as a way to get into the fasting state in a gentle way. So this is supposed to be like ultimately very safe. That's why we get to eat a little bit, right? We're still reaping all the benefits of getting into a fasting state and then being able to rebuild. I hope that's helpful. I wish you an excellent fasting experience and many in the future. And just know that if you are just starting off in this fasting journey, just like me, I went in slightly terrified, not knowing much about it, but every single round I'm learning, and you're going to realize how powerful you are and how much control you have with your own health, with your own well-being. And so with that, I wish you great health. Hit the like and subscribe and that bell notification so you don't miss a thing. All right, bye. Mwah.